What's going on, everybody? So this was when I first started eBay. This was the office space that I used. A lot of CDs, and memorabilia, music memorabilia. This is when I started expanding, and I had to clean up this room and set it up with those metal CD bins you see right there. So that was fun. This is another area I expanded to when I moved my office to a bigger spot. That's the opposite side of the room. So when I had employees. This was that huge lot that I got I told in the story. Well, this thing's going by quick. I guess I won't talk about everything, but that one lot was for all that music that I picked up, the 8 tracks and cassettes. And always got a truckload of stuff. I was doing Marshalls and Ross before people were doing Marshalls and Ross and selling lots. And of course, the Nike outlet was always a good source. More CDs. I'm looking in this. Got me looking in here going, ooh, what's that? First time I got a thermal printer right there. Boom. If you don't got a thermal printer, you definitely need to get one. Saves you a lot of money on ink. My drawers, my shelves I built. More shelves I built. More shipping going out. That was a Kmart Halloween clearance getting, I believe, costumes at the time. This, when I had the Corvette and I saw a Borders going out of business, that was this. So I got a huge lot. I love finding little personal details in items when you find them, like that hat had that note in it. And you'll see a couple more coming up. There's Mom, Miss Courtney. More Ross, I believe, there. That was big shoe score. That was a little thrift store in some town. I don't even remember where that was. I believe that was shoes related there. That was in Effingham, I believe. More shoes. I sold a lot of shoes. And once I get the capital back, I will be getting it back into shoes. We started to do a TV show, but man, it got so overwhelming trying to do everything. All I got done was like the pilot little intro, and that was it. That's going to be seen on YouTube if you scroll farther down. It's always me looking through shoes. That's Nordstrom's, Foot Locker bags, Nike bags. That was all from Burlington Coat Factory. More Burlington there. Goodwill, always good for media. More shoes. Hey, it's when eBay used to send out things, giving you like a pat on the back. More Ross. Always bought puppets. Bought those a long time ago. That was the first CD I got over $1,000 for. And then I had a second one that sold years earlier for over about 500 and something, I believe. GoBots. Shoes. The first hats I had made. More shoes. You're probably going to see a lot of shoes coming up. And more shoes. Used to have a lot of connections in the shoe game. Get all kinds of shoes. One month I spent about 28 grand just in one shoe store. Those were the days that I will get back to. Oh yes, I will. But that's what happens when you spend your money and you don't invest it back in the business. You eventually have to fall and start over again, pretty much. So employees always love taking my picture with the amount of merchandise I would buy. Those were Ross, I believe. Some Bread 11s. More. That was a shipment going out. That was a big shipment going out. Toys and shoes and toys. We stand in line just to get shoes and then go back to the back of the line, get another pair, go back to the back of the line, get another pair, until there was nobody left and you just said, give me the rest. Those were the days. More shoes. Boxes and boxes of shoes. I love getting multiples of shoes. It was so easy to list, and they're so easy to ship. But even with all those shoes, I'm probably making more on the profit margin nowadays than I did with the shoes. Because, I mean, even some of the shoes, I mean, there was a lot where you could make $100 a pair, but there was a lot where you're only making $25 a pair. Lotto shoes. I guess I got that one in twice. That's when I had the bigger truck. I needed that bigger truck. Actually, it was still a little small for the amount of stuff I'd pick up. I bought those on Lake of the Ozark, I believe. A bunch of Atari 2600, a bunch of Super NES. Gotta love the shoe game. That's what it was too, man. It was a game. It was more than a hustle to get a good amount of shoes. You had to have contacts and share a little money, if you know what I mean. But it'd get you the hookups. And it'd get you the merchandise. All these are from my Facebook group. There's some more stuff going out. Or from my Facebook page under Urban Picker folder. Thought I'd just make a little video while I'm sitting here taking a break. Even working while I take a break. Most shoes. There's other stuff coming up. It's not just all shoes. So hang on tight. It's coming. I got those old vintage Converse. It was like new old stock. Ooh, all the video game stuff. Awesome. But some vintage, some new old stock that I picked up at a Goodwill. Those were cool. Made a lot of money on those last shoes there. Vanilla Ice, I found that down in Branson. More stuff going out. One of the times I was getting some hats made. It looks like all media. Madhouse. This was a retail arbitrage. More stuff going out. And more. Atari 5200. I love finding those. Bewitched was the one. Popple. That was a friend of mine who was going to start working with me, but he decided never to show up. So that didn't last very long. Here comes the Star Wars stuff. Told you about the Star Wars and the toy haul. Here it comes, where it just filled the truck. I even got an autographed poster. I don't know if that's George Lucas right there. There's a bunch of different autographs on there. I haven't got it really looked at yet, but there's the truck full. I've been hanging on to it since, they're all older now, so might be worth a little bit more later on. But tons and tons of Star Wars toys, as well as other toys, but mostly Star Wars. That was the area that I used to have those CD bins that you saw earlier. More and more. I probably got like 2 or 3 loads of that Star Wars stuff. Here's some storage area just filled with media stuff. CDs and DVDs and cassettes and records. Mobile Fidelity CDs are always big money. That's when I started those metal racks. That was the first time I put them up. I found 2 of those at a Goodwill for like $20. I sold them for about $150 a piece. Here comes a bunch of my storage shots. Showing and what have you over the years. It's always morphed. Every about 5 years it seems to morph, depending on what kind of merchandise I have. I ended up keeping a set of those. I got a set to sell and I kept a set. Hanging out with friends. That's when I packed so much in my truck to take to the post office. It was sticking out of the sunroof. Gotta love it. Here comes, this was a big haul of shoes I picked up. That was probably the $28,000 month. Picked that up at Antique Archaeology down in Nashville when I bought a shirt. I bought something to resell to pay for it, and that Texas Hippie Coalition shirt picked up in Texas, of all places. One time I was picking down in Texas. That's my first 10 by 30 I had to get to start putting stuff in. This was a Walgreens haul one year after Halloween. I think there's more of that coming up. There you go. Everything was like less than $1 a piece. Got tons of stuff. Those are the mugs I'm still selling. Ah, the U-Haul truck. Who hasn't done this? This was all from the recycling place where I got all those library CDs and DVDs. That's me sorting it, going through it. That's the video game store I bought out that closed up. CDs. There's shoes back there, or clothes too. Hanging with a friend again. Might be in the same picture. Or the same time period, I should say. Some more of my Urban Picker hats. $155. That was one of the highest selling CDs I bought or sold at the time when I first started eBay. I used to do printouts of all my high dollar items and kept them. Still got the notebook full of them, full of printouts. More storage space when it morphed again, as it always does. When it was wide open, when I was getting ready to start filling it. Love those Pepsi Christmas dolls. Media. That's when I used to push myself. I listed $41,000 worth of merchandise that month. This is when the Goodwill bins first opened up here by my house here in Bridgeton. Well, I'm not in Bridgeton as I talk, but there's a lot of toys I bought. Video games, of course. That's when Prince passed away. I went through all my Prince, or all through my cassette boxes and pulled all my Prince stuff out to sell. There's a bunch of baseball collectible stuff I'd picked up. There's the boys picking out their shoes before I sold it. They'd always get first pick of a pair of shoes that they wanted. If you're not playing with your toys, what are you doing? More shelves packed. Yeah. Sega Game Gear. Nintendo Game Boys. More shoes in the back. That's the computer I still have now. It's going on 3 years and still going strong. Knock on wood. Some Hot Wheels. More shoes. Some Grateful Dead 8-tracks and stuff. Beatles. Some toys. That was when Kmart was closed and there wasn't really nothing there. It was all still overpriced, and those were pretty much the only thing I got. More stuff going to the post office. Some of that Star Wars collection. Bunch of media stuff from the outlet. Walgreens. Late night Walgreens. I was literally out all day that day getting all this Halloween stuff. Ended up filling the truck up. There's some Snoopy's or Charlie Brown's from that day. Some retail arbitrage, some clearance stuff I got from a store that used to be around. And those are the boxes I got from that store. Some of the stuff there. That looks like outlet stuff. Some clearance store stuff. More clearance store stuff. That's when I was having some big sales. Hey, what are you doing there, buddy? Going to the post office. Ed Hardy helmet. That was cool. That was cool too. A big old toy box. TWA. Here comes some more personal stuff. I love finding the personal stuff. So I was out getting more shoes, Ah, Savers. That looks like a, where was that at? I don't remember. Oh, that was Red Racks, that one. And when you have to have 3 employees helping you because you bought so much stuff. I think that was the load. Gotta love it. Oh, look, another U-Haul. I even mailed some stuff back that trip. The U-Haul was when the Hastings was going out of business. Even the Coach store, you can get some good deals at the Coach clearance stores. I've bought a lot of stuff over the years. It's kind of cool to look back on it. Always need more computers. Shipping computer, computer for an employee, computer for help, more bags of shoes. There's a Hastings, one of the several I visited. That was, I think, the first lot. The first store wasn't totally closed. I brought all that stuff home. That was before the U-Haul, I do believe. More Hastings. There's those Target CDs I was telling you about in the other videos. A lot of toys. CDs and shoes. Some video games. Oh my. It's a reoccurring thing here. Well, just these car shots with the filled cars. More toy, more retail arbitrage. More. They used to call me whenever they'd clearance stuff out, and I'd go and get it. That's all this stuff. And then they would get replenished on the clearance, so he'd call me again and say, I got it. There's a full truck right there. I got another full load for you if you want to come and grab it. So I'd go down there and spend $6-8 grand at a time, filling about 3 car loads of stuff, 3 truckloads of SUV-sized trucks. There was my old storage locker that I cleaned out. Some comic stuff and what have you. Video game, Rey Mysterio. Hats. I'm not sure when we're coming up. Oh, I love those things. Man, if you ever see those, you grab them all. Some of those I got over $100 a piece out of. There was another personal letter that was stuck up in her dress. If I just cut off, I don't know where the end of this video is, so. But this is what years of doing this looks like. 18 years. I've bought and sold a lot of stuff. And it's been one hell of a fun ride, let me tell you. Cannot wait to see what's going to come up here in the future. You never know what tomorrow's going to bring you. And you got to love that. At least I do, anyway. Some Jordan taxis. Old comics there. Shipment going out. More hats. More clothes. These are newer pictures, so we must be coming up to the end here soon. So thanks everybody for watching. Just thought I'd do this just for the fun of it. The chicks dig me. Please like, subscribe, urban-picker.com if you want to shop. And subscribe and share and all that good stuff. And that was a huge haul, those stereos. That was from the eBay way. If you remember that episode when I got all that stereo equipment. There's the free clothes I got from a friend. When I told you I packed my car, literally, I stuffed every inch of that car with clothes and shoes. Shoes are all up in the front seat and the beginning of the back. Some of the current shelving that I'm using now. So this is the current configuration as it has morphed. And I'm working on 2 other spaces right now to get some new shelving up. So catch you later, guys. Thanks.